Hello everyone, it is Darth Geekula, your friend and internet confidant, doing a pickup or a haul video. I think I'm going to start calling the haul videos Darth's Haul. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm going to call them, and today's haul video is a little hard to do because, quite frankly, I'm ashamed of it. There are certain other toys that you need to be 18 and over to purchase that I might be less embarrassed to show you today. However, without further ado, let me show you what I am going to display for you today. Yes, Power of the Force 2 action figures. Now, Power of the Force 2 action figures, these were basically the return of Star Wars toys to toy shelves after many years, actually. And even though they are made fun of quite a bit today, because the sculpting and the articulation isn't so great, they also decided to make them all look like Masters of the Universe figures. Look how muscular Luke is. Which is strange because I don't know if they were thinking, hey, you know what was really popular several years ago was Masters of the Universe. Let's make these Star Wars toys look like that because that's what all the kids want. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense since Masters of the Universe went out of style not all that long after the last batch of vintage Star Wars toys. Anyway, regardless of how pumped up they looked, people were really excited. I was stoked. It got me back into toy collecting. Actually, a lot of people doing YouTube videos today. What got them back into collecting toys was Power of the Force 2. Every geek was excited to have Star Wars toys back. However, as time went on, they didn't age very well. Hasbro eventually got a lot better at making them. The sculpts got better. The articulation got better. Of course, now the articulation has gotten worse again, but that's not important. So those early Power of the Force 2 figures aren't really well remembered, fondly remembered, well looked upon. They just didn't age well. They look kind of bad. Also, a lot of stupid people bought a whole bunch thinking they'd be able to send their kids to college on them. Those people deserve to have stupid kids, just because Hasbro made so many of these. And unlike the vintage figures, which very few people would have kept on card thinking it would be worth money someday, a lot of people bought Power of the Force 2, kept them in card, thought they would sell for hundreds of dollars. They were wrong. You can usually find these in bins for less than they retailed for almost 20 years ago. You can usually get them for $5 a pop. So yeah, why did I get them after talking down about them? For whatever reason, I just felt, and I did have all these originally. I went out and bought them all. And eventually sold them or got rid of them as I got better versions of these characters. I just got nostalgic for them for whatever reason. Who knows why I spend money and waste money the way I do. I kind of wanted them, I guess, just to have on display, just to show, kind of the evolution of Star Wars figures. Here's what brought modern Star Wars toys back. Here's the first line. And again, they're not as bad as I act. I really liked these when they first came out, even though Luke and Obi-Wan and Darth Vader originally had lightsabers that were almost as tall as they were. I didn't even mind that. So I just sort of wanted to reacquire them just to have a little display, just that first series of Power of the Force 2 that had Luke and Leia and Han, Chewbacca, R2, 3PO, Darth Vader, and some Stormtroopers. That's all I'm going to get as far as those early figures. Just, again, I liked them at the time. I kind of wish I hadn't have sold them. And quite frankly, you can get them extremely cheap. So, these are the ones that I picked up. So, we have Do You Even Lift Bro Luke? This is the shorter lightsaber version, I believe. He, of course, comes with his grappling hook gun, which he never, ever used. We also have Planet of the Apes, Princess Leia. She was the hardest figure to get originally. And I remember I found her in a retail place called Zellers, which is a Canadian joint. They no longer exist. I was very excited to find her, even if her face gave me nightmares. And finally, Treat Williams as Han Solo. So, yeah, there you go. These cost me not all that much because they're on card. Like I said, I just think it'll make kind of a neat display in my Star Wars collection. Because historically, they're important. This, along with Marvel Legends and you know, Todd McFarlane's Spawn toys, were really what kind of got the adult collector market going. As far as new toys, there were a lot of adult collectors of vintage toys. These are some of the things that got us all into modern collecting. So, like I said, I was kind of being facetious. They're not that bad, you know, comparatively at the time. I liked them at the time. I want to have a little display of them. Don't judge me. When you tell your friends, please be kind. Anyway, there you go. That was my little haul video. Power of the Force 2. Oh, one more thing. I can't help but think that some of the Power of the Force 2 stuff people might actually try to get it back. There might be collectors that kind of want, like me, that just kind of got nostalgic for it for whatever reason. Maybe they regret selling it. I don't know. Maybe Force Awakens has driven everyone crazy, and we're going to be buying a whole lot of stuff that we normally wouldn't. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to open them. I'm gonna display them. I'll get a few more just to have that first series. Anyway, guys, don't be ashamed of what you collect, and I'll see you later. See ya.